It is known to some as the Forgotten War, but that's not the case for many of the millions of Korean War veterans who fought during that three-year conflict in the 1950s. With much of the Korean War generation now in their 80s, News 8's Lisa Klein tells us why it's important now more than ever before to hear their stories and honor their sacrifices.
The La Crosse Freedom Honor Flight took its 16th trip to Washington, D.C. last weekend. 90 veterans went on the trip. Almost 70 of them served during the Korean War. I had the privilege of spending time with one of those Korean War veterans. Tonight, you'll get to hear his wartime experience and watch as he saw the memorial that stands in his honor for the first time.
That's where I got my start.
This small farm just outside of Coon Valley is where 85-year-old Reuben Starch has called home for 85 years.
I was born right here. This is my home farm.
He and his wife of 51 years.
I always was a farmer and I always will be, I guess.
Built their home on this land and continued the Starch family business.
Years ago we had cattle. We don't have them anymore. We raised cattle till about 2000. We sold our cattle and we retired.
But even in retirement, Reuben continues to work his farm.
I love driving tractors.
A passion which started years ago.
That's my baby there. I bought that new in 1983.
While his love of driving powerful machinery started on tractors, he was called to get behind the wheel of something new.
We thought it was kind of a shock, to leave the farm.
But that is what he was driven to do after being drafted into the Korean War in 1952.
Most of my friends, instead of going to the service, they would look for different higher farms where they could get deferred. But I vowed to my parents I would never do that. I said that I would sooner go to the Army than go and work for the other farms. So that's what happened. This is me right here.
At the age of 19, Reuben served as a member of the 72nd Tank Battalion.
I was in the armored division. Tanks. I drove a tank in the Army.
He recalled his wartime experience in great detail.
It would rock just like a cradle.
Beginning with the stormy voyage on the USS Randall to Korea.
And the water started coming over the ship, and we all had to stay inside because we'd got washed off the deck.
Reuben remembers being loaded into Army trucks when they reached Incheon, Korea, and taken to a rail station where soldiers were dropped off at camps along the route.
They unloaded us and we went to a camp. They fed us real good and everything, and I knew what was coming. And that toward evening, the lieutenant come in there and said, "Enjoy yourself. We're going on a patrol tonight." We went out to where the tanks were all sitting outside of where we were in there, and we moved up in the line and dug ourselves in the positions, and we stayed up there quite a few days. And then they took us back to that same camp. It went on for quite a while like that.
Reuben's battalion endured enemy fire and casualties.
We were sitting ducks, actually,
But those memories didn't make the trip back to the United States.
Like I say, I'd like to leave a lot of that in Korea. Korean service ribbon.
It has been 61 years since Reuben was honorably discharged from the service, with honors such as the National Defense Service Medal.
Thank you for your service, Reuben.
And for the first time since basic training,
Welcome on board our honor flight.
Reuben is getting back on an airplane. Only this time, he's headed to Washington, D.C.
It's gonna bring back memories, I think, a lot of memories.
After a safe flight, Reuben is finally just footsteps away from seeing the memorial created in honor of his time at war.
Is that where we want to go to Korean winter?
And he is sharing the experience with his only granddaughter, Crystal.
Did you ever see them pictures where I had tanks were stuck and we had a heck of a time getting them out?
Crystal put her grandfather on the waiting list for the Freedom Honor Flight 3 years ago.
We're spending a lot of time right here to look things over.
The wait for this shared experience is now over.
This is pretty overwhelming.
This is the real thing here, much better than what we see on paper.
Better indeed, as he is given the opportunity to stand among the 19 stainless steel statues created to commemorate his time at war.
Welcome home.
And upon returning from this flight, he was given a hero's welcome.
Here and I, we've seen the best things in the world.
Today, Reuben is back on his farm.
Likes driving a tractor, which he still does. Can't keep him in the house.
Maybe that's because he knows freedom isn't free.
It's something you'll never forget.
Rubin said that while he was at war, he received battle pay, which he sent home, and after being honorably discharged, he had enough money to buy a brand new tractor when he returned to the farm. He served for 22 months, and he is so proud of his service.
You're just so humble and hardworking, that generation.
I feel so honored to have sat at his kitchen table and learned about his time at war. It was the most fantastic history lesson anybody could have ever asked for.
Thanks, Lisa, for that marvelous story. You know, also, 100,000 of those veterans came back wounded, and another 40,000 died in action. And you can find more information about the Freedom Honor Flight on their website at freedomhonorflight.org.
Thank you.